We're going to invite Mayor Olivia Chow up and City Manager Paul Johnson to provide an update on the tentative agreement with CUPE Local 79. Mayor?
On this early morning of the International Women's Day, we've reached a deal with CUPE 79, whose 7 out of 10 members are women. For 4 decades, I have been working to improve the services provided by the caring profession, be they childcare workers or long-term care workers, nurses. CUPE Local 79 workers show up every day to take care of our children, our seniors, the sick, the homeless. By serving tens of thousands of Torontonians, they help build a caring and more affordable city. I'm immensely grateful to the hard work of both the union and the city in reaching an agreement that recognizes and respects the worth of the members of CUPE 79. Thank you to everyone who worked so hard to make this deal a reality. Our city manager and his team, negotiating team, and of course the president of CUPE 79, Naz Dolahi. Would you like to say a few words? Or if you folks have any questions, City Manager Paul Johnson and his team of negotiators are here.
Sure.
Can you tell us, can you tell us what pushed you past 11 o'clock? What were the last minute minutia?
Maybe I could ask the city manager and the negotiating team to answer that question.
Sure. Like all negotiations, at the end of the day, we have to sign off on the full agreement, and so we had arrived by late into the evening on I would say the major components of it, and certainly on the wage components of it. What was left was to make sure that we had captured all the other pieces of. It's often termed administrative, but it's really important stuff. This is the working framework that we have for the next 4 years with this important union here at the City of Toronto. So making sure that all of that was in place, the whole deal could be signed off, took a little bit longer than the 11 o'clock deadline, but no issues along the way. It was all about getting to that deal, and I couldn't be happier. And I'll just add, couldn't be happier in particular that our childcare centers will be open on Monday morning for the families who rely on them, our 39 city-run childcare centers. That 600 of our employees will be there providing March break camps on top of the great work that happens in our recreation facilities and all of the great other services of our Local 79 members. So a good deal, and we just needed to spend the time to make sure it was right. You want to do these things right.
What's the difference between this deal and the final offer you made on Tuesday?
So what happened between Tuesday and now is that we worked within the deal, and that's exactly what I was really pleased to hear the union say. First of all, that they wanted to get to a deal and not go on strike, and then it meant sitting down at the table and figuring out how we would work through that. So our final offer was there as a framework for then us to have those discussions. So we remain within the mandate that we set out to be. However, it was improved significantly by the suggestions of the union in terms of what mattered for their members. And so that was the work that takes days to get through, and ultimately at the end of this evening we got there, so I'm very pleased.
What were those suggestions specifically?
So from a union perspective, it's looking at where some of the special adjustments were going to be put in place. So the baseline in terms of some of those salary adjustments across the board didn't change through the deal, but how we allocated some of those special adjustments, we listened to the union, and then there's always the non-monetary pieces around some of the benefits and other pieces around that. So we worked through them bit by bit. Every little bit's important for some portion or some groups of members within the union, and we got there in the end.
How much is this deal going to cost?
So we're not releasing that information at the moment. We're within the mandate, and obviously it's a tentative agreement. We'll wait and get through that ratification process, both with the union side as well as through council.
The mandate being $300 million for labor settlements?
So yes, to be clear, you know, the CFO has talked about what was allocated within the budget this year for this. This is a deal that's a 4-year deal, and so you know, it's different than that. But of course, across all of our bargaining units, across all of those groups that we've been working with, our chief financial officer said that we've allocated about $300 million within the budget. And as I mentioned on Tuesday and through the week, we were working within that envelope, and really pleased that we were able to achieve a deal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.